It's the Spoiler Room with a brand new appreciation for Encanto, the latest news, and what to expect from Black Panther 2. Don't move.
Me and my family got to sit down and watch Encanto this weekend. It's my new favorite Disney movie. I mean, there's at least 10 things I love and hate about it. First off, the easy thing to love about it is the colors and the art. It's a tableau of swirling colors. If you can slip yourself an edible before you sit down with the family to watch it, you're going to enjoy it that much more, I heard. Second off, thank you Disney for bringing it to the comfort of my home, right? And I don't have to drag kids to the movie theaters because that's a task for a crazy person. I don't want to do it, neither do you if you're being honest with yourself. So, and then, the edible, you can do that at the house. I love everything so far. I've watched it 2 or 3 times. The music is just tremendous. That guy, the Lin, man, he's the dude that does all the Hamilton stuff. And I don't know if we're supposed to like him now or not, but he writes a good song. I'll tell you this, I don't even know what his ethnicity is, but he writes a hell of a Colombian folk song, because I walk around singing that Dos Iraguitas all day long. That's jammed into my head now. And speaking of, I would listen to We Don't Talk About Bruno 100 times a day, every day for the rest of my life. It meant I never had to hear Let It Go again. I will take Lynn's music over everybody else's. I heard a reviewer tear him down a little bit and say that the pop songs he wrote for Louisa and her sister were cloying and repetitive, and I was like, I don't think you understand how pop music works. It's supposed to be cloying and repetitive. That's why people listen to it. But I love that. Surface Pressure's killer jam off that album. I loved the casting for the most part, man. I like Stephanie Beatrice was great. I loved John Leguizamo. He's done everything he's ever been in is good, except The Pest. We don't count that. But everything else was pretty damn good. And my big problem with the casting, though, is I think we all need to get together as a group and decide that from now on, when we're doing movies about kids or with kids or for kids, we keep Wilmer Valderrama hell away from them, right? Because he has a pretty creepy track record of dating them and sleeping with them. Right. I love the messages in the movie. I love there's no love story. There's not a lot of tired trope there. There's no villain. There's no villain in this movie, which is a really cool idea to me, because I always thought it's dumb to teach kids to worry about fictitious, imaginary boogeyman when it's so much healthier for them to be terrified of the toxic boomers causing generational trauma in their families and building existential dread and feelings of not being enough. I love the scenes with Abuela at the end especially, but I just wish there was a ribbon running across like CNN style when Abuela's like, oh, I must have caused all these problems with my toxic selfish behavior and the way I put too big expectations on everybody in my family, regardless of whether they had earned them or not, and I just wanted this ribbon running going, your Abuela or Grandma will never say this. This is a fairy tale. This is fiction. They all had some cool magic powers. I like that the mom's magic power was she made these arepidas that could cure anything, or arepitas. I don't know how to say them. I've had them before, and I tell you one thing that magic arepitas can't cure, and that's constipation. It's nothing but cheese and pastry.
I'll tell you what they should do with Black Panther 2. For starters, your villain, Namor. Let's just get it out of the way, okay? Let's introduce him into the MCU. I know he can't have his own movie. I know all the legal right issues. I understand that he's kind of like the Hulk, if you want to get down to brass tacks, where he can't have his own film, but you can sure as hell put him in some other stuff, can't you? Yeah, so let's grab the little submariner and drag him out from under the water and throw him into Africa, shall we? There's precedent for it. He's attacked Wakanda with the Phoenix Force. He also let Thanos in the back door. Namor's kind of a dick. But there's more than a few reasons why I think this is the case. One, you clearly see Okoye talking to Natasha about undersea earthquakes at the end of Endgame. Hint number one. Previously, in Iron Man 2, you could see a big S.H.I.E.L.D. logo right there over a chunk of the ocean. That's probably hint number one. I give my hints in different orders. Hint number 3 is I just think it should really happen, because Jason Momoa screwed up Aquaman, and I think for MCU to come in and show DC how easy it would be to really do Atlantis right would be impressive. Plus, Momoa played an actual Atlantean, I think, for a bunch of seasons of Stargate Atlantis. Didn't you, Jason Momoa? How do you screw up? You lived there for 4 years. and you still couldn't get it right? Yeah, exactly. You deserve to lose, Jasmine Guy. But more importantly, who should take over the Black Panther mantle? And that's what I'm getting at. The question is, a lot of different people who could play it. M'Baku, of course M'Baku. Of course you go to the Jabari tribe and grab the big gorilla guy and give him the Black Panther suit and let him drink from the holy flower of hearts or whatever. Of course you do that. But not first. Hear me out. Here's what you do. Big celebration in Wakanda. They're getting ready to give the mantle of Black Panther to M'Baku. The entire Jabari tribe is there. All of Wakanda has come out. And in the middle of the celebration, Namor and Atlantis attack. A big fight. You know how it goes. Marvel stuff. 1,000 of something. One of a person. A shield, probably. Explosions. All that stuff. And in the midst of it all, we get to see Atlantis fight Wakanda. And just before M'Baku can take the heart-shaped flower, the attack happens. And Shuri, who has been, over here with her dumb little inventions, oh, look, another shield, or whatever, she's cool. She is forced to take, because you want to see her. Everybody wants to see Shuri in the Black Panther outfit. We want to see her as the badass we know she can be. But you know what nobody wants to watch? Is Shuri for the rest of forever in the MCU as Black Panther. But one movie, I'll take it. So let's watch Shuri show off as Black Panther. Shove the little purple hearts in your mouth and become the Panther. And then at the end, you decide, oh, I'd rather be in my lab. I should give this back to M'Baku. And then the king comes over and he gives you some of that juice that makes you lose all your powers. And then they give the other flower. They probably have to find a bunch of flowers because there's no more flowers. But come on, if that's our biggest problem, I think we got this iced Marvel. And then you give it to M'Baku and he becomes Black Panther for future installments of, not the movie, but any other time Wakanda's involved in the MCU. That solves both your problems. You get Shuri as Black Panther, you get M'Baku as Black Panther, and then you get the double, triple, quadruple bonus of throwing a better Atlantean into the Marvel Universe than DC ever put up with Aquaboy.
Normally on the show, when we start out, I usually like to give you guys all the news stories that I've read as I read them and as they come out. And today, we're going to tackle 3 of those. The first of which, they have announced the runtime for the Batman. And are you ready for this? It's 2 hours and 47 minutes long. Not an Avengers movie, not a Justice League movie, one hero, 2 hours and 47 minutes. This is going to be officially the longest Batman movie ever made. The Dark Knight Rises was 2 hours and 45 minutes. I didn't know that. I had to look that up. It didn't feel like it was that long, but if IMDb says it's true, then I guess it's true. I don't know what you're going to do for 2 hours and 47 minutes. My only guess is you've got to bring out every villain Batman has ever faced. I know I'm going to watch it because the trailers make it look like it's super violent, and that makes me happy. And it's Batman. There's no way I'm not going to watch a Batman movie. But I can already tell you now, y'all ain't Christopher Nolan, and I don't know what the hell you're going to do for 2 hours and 47 minutes. The second thing I want to tackle is there's a company called Space Entertainment Enterprises. And if it sounds like a company that makes entertainment in space, you're exactly right, because that's what it is. These nut jobs are talking about making a film studio in outer space attached to the International Space Station. This is what happens when you start letting billionaires go to space in their own damn rockets, okay? Going way the fuck out of hand with this. And who do they think is going to go up there? You know what I mean? Like, what agent or manager is going to let their $1 million client go off to space to film a movie? And not just the actors. You've got to get a camera crew up there. You've got to get craft services up there. Matthew McConaughey is going to want his own trailer and a Lincoln parked outside or some shit. It's never going to happen. It's supposed to be, their projected date of completion is 2024. 2 years. You're going to build a film studio attached to the International Space Station in 2 years. There's just no way. There's no way. And if I'm wrong about this, I couldn't be happier to be wrong. I'd love to see what they're going to do. But it just doesn't sound like it makes any sense. This is cool for when you're doing something like Gravity or Interstellar where you need a zero gravity scene. But what about the scenes where you don't? You're going to fly somebody all the way up to space, shoot the movie, fly them back down to Earth to shoot the rest of the movie? What if you mess up a take? What if you mess up a scene? You're going to go back up there and fix it? No. You're going to CGI it, which you could have done from the very beginning. This is a waste of time, waste of money, not going to fucking happen. The third and final story I've got for you comes from a movie studio called Legendary Pictures. They are the makers of such wonderful gems as Superman Returns and Skyscraper. But they also did make the Christopher Nolan Batmans, they also made 300, and they also made the Hangover movies. So they do succeed more than they fail. So the news today is the makers of Godzilla vs. Kong, have announced that they are going to make a Godzilla TV series. Now, I loved Godzilla vs. Kong, so when I first heard this, I was like, great. Then I read that it's only going to be available on Apple TV. And I was like, great. Look, I don't know about you guys, but I already subscribe to too much shit, all right? I've got Amazon, I've got Netflix, I've got Hulu, I've got Shudder. I even paid for Paramount Plus when the new Quiet Place came out, and I don't know how to fucking cancel it. They're just dinging my card every month. I'm not buying Apple TV, and I'm not buying this show either, because of the fact that, like, what I loved most about Godzilla vs. Kong was that it was monster-driven. You had Godzilla fight Kong multiple times. You brought in Mechagodzilla. It was monster-driven, monster-driven, monster-driven. It wasn't a lot of people talking with their bullshit backstories and love stories and shit like that. There's no way you're going to make 10 to 12 episodes without it being people-driven. You're just not going to have monsters fight every episode. There's probably going to be full episodes where Godzilla doesn't even show up, and nobody wants that. Otherwise, the show would be called People, and it's not. It's called Godzilla. That's what we tune in for. So, you're going to have to miss me with that shit. And you're going to have to miss me with Apple TV. That's all I got for you this week. Tune in next week when I give you an in-depth review, most likely of my new subscription to Apple TV.